What's going on, everyone? So, Saw 11. We're all anxiously waiting around for the potential of this film to come out. This one is expected to be centered around Tobin Bell once again. And one of the things that I have concerns with, and I've relayed this in past Saw videos and stuff, is just the reliancy once again on Tobin Bell and his character, John Kramer, as the kind of foundation for these films. Right? I feel like they really painted themselves into a corner with him, and then by killing him off, essentially made it to where you kind of ruined, you threw in your best hand, so to speak, right? And now you're like trying to figure out ways to kind of recreate that hand, and you're probably never going to be able to do it. But the movies that do the best have John Kramer in it. And they're trying to create more story and more backstory and more storytelling centered around John Kramer. And they really want this to be kind of like the new path, right? Like we just saw in Saw 10, and that one was very well received. People loved it. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was one of actually the better storytelling Saw movies too. I'm not saying it's necessarily the best, or, just I thought it was one of the best, right? It might be up there though as one of the best. I thought they did a really good job of painting the picture and the story that you wanted to paint, and kind of trying to have sympathy for the devil, so to speak. But the problem is also his age, right? He's not going to be able to do this forever. I mean, even if he lives to be 100, right, you only have so much time, and Tobin Bell is only getting older. And reports have came out that Saw 11 may now be in jeopardy because of Tobin Bell's age, because he is kind of aging out, and there's concerns that he's not going to be able to hold up physically. He's not going to be able to do the physical tasks that this would require, right? Now, touch on that here more in a second and more in depth, but here's actually what was reported. So, Saw 11 is in jeopardy due to Tobin Bell's age. According to Scream Horror Magazine, there are fears that the actor, who has turned 81, may no longer be up to the physical demands of a Saw film, having struggled a lot on the previous one. So apparently Tobin Bell had his struggles on the previous Saw movie, and now there's the concerns of like, okay, well, if he had those struggles with that one, is he going to be able to kind of handle this upcoming film, which is tough. Also, by the way, I think, isn't he 82? I don't know if that was just like a misspoke or mistype, but I think he turned 82 in August, right? Like, so I think that this is very interesting. If that's the case, if that's true, because again, this is a recent report. This isn't an old report, so that's why I think that the age thing is a mistype. Or he's 82. Yeah, he's born in 42. So, point is, right? Like, one, how tasking and demanding is it? I mean, there's creative ways, right? Like, so you could do something where obviously, he's going to have a stunt double and, somebody handling all the heavy lifting. But for him in particular, you could do something where, just all the close-ups and voiceovers and things like that are him and his voice and him and his face. But anything that requires any type of physicality or nothing or something, right? Like, but again, it's just like, how long can you keep doing that for? And this was my issue from the beginning, which is why I thought that they should have kept in the direction that they were headed post Tobin Bell, right? Like, and now they're trying to make clearly they're trying to set up like Amanda and that storyline and stuff, but like, you created and established this character that became the face. Then you killed off said character, which is part of the story. And I've heard people be like, yeah, but he had cancer. Like, yeah, but you could have never written that. Or you could have made some like BS noise to where he was cured or whatever, right? Like, there's a million ways that you could have done it. It's a movie, right? Like, but point is that like you set up and establish the face, right? And now you're scrambling because your face is aging out, which happens. I mean, look at like Robert Englund with Freddy Krueger, right? But on top of that, your best movies are with the face in them, right? Like, and the most demanding movies are the ones with the face in them. So it's just like you're in this sort of rock and a hard place where you're not going to be able to do it forever, which is why I thought the damage was already done, right? You created this Saw movie, he dies, you make several after, and you're headed in a clear direction. And then you start to go back. And then it's like, okay, now you start bringing in Tobin Bell some more and having him play John Kramer more. And then it's like, this movie's in between this movie. That's why he's in it. And then this movie's in between these two movies, which is why he's in it. So both these movies take place before this movie. Like, and then it starts getting convoluted, starts getting a little too crazy, starts getting a little too silly. And then everyone just starts to realize that, like, okay, like, no, you just are scrambling because you killed Tobin Bell, John Kramer, and you realize that was a bad decision. So now you got to go back, and now you're making movies, that took place before any of them, right? Like, and again, the problem is you're not going to be able to do that forever. So instead of going backwards, they should have just kept pushing forward, come up with a good, convincing story and narrative that you can now use to kind of lead you into the next iteration and the next face of the franchise, hopefully who's a little younger, to where you could maybe have them for 20 years and then pump out another 10, 20 of these movies, right? Like, that would have probably been the best direction and best choice, in my opinion, right? But now you're reliant on a guy that he's aging out of the role, right? And not in like a child aging out of, like, he's just getting old. Right. And, even if he lives another, like I said, 18 years, is he really going to be able, like, he's going to be 90 and it's crazy. And you're trying to, and he's playing a role of a character that's supposed to be like in his 50s or whatever at the time of all this stuff, right? Like, based on the flashbacks and stuff. So it's just, you're not going to be able to keep this up forever. It's a charade right now. And eventually that house of cards is going to crumble and you're going to have to pick a new direction. And I just think that if they never should have went backwards, should have just stayed the course. You should have just stayed in the clear direction and you would have been fine. But nope, that's not what they wanted to do. It's wild to me, wild. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? What do you make of this news? Are you disappointed about this news? Do you think, like, yeah, it makes sense? Do you want them to continue to make Saw movies, but, like, without Tobin Bell? Do you think, like, no, you have to have Tobin Bell in these films? Personally, I think you just get through this movie if you can. Get through this one, and then maybe I'd rewrite this one to set up a new potential, right? Set up a new successor, whether it's Amanda, whether it's somebody else, and then just go that direction, and then just take it from there. That's the route and direction I would go, and then hope that audiences kind of pick up and are fans of the new direction. Because I just don't think you're going to be able to do this forever with Tobin Bell. But anyway, again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I love to hear it either way, so let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.